The Gucci Mini Bucket Shoulder Bag. Another perfect example where bag renting taught me a valuable lesson before spending the big bucks. Hi and very welcome! My name is Mary, this is my channel LuMi Level Up, and I'm a luxury lover on an average income trying to be more mindful with my money. And if you have been on my channel before, you might know that as a way to be more mindful with my money but still being able to enjoy the latest luxury designer handbags, I discovered bag renting with Fobe. I do have a monthly subscription with them and do get a new bag every 2 months. That's as well how this Gucci mini bucket shoulder bag got to me. This time it's quite interesting because this was a surprise bag. In my Fobe subscription, I chose that I want to pick 2 of 3 bags and the third one is a surprise. So this is how I got to that bucket shoulder bag. If I got you curious about Fobe and the bag renting I use, I do have an entire video where I explain everything in detail, and with the code LuMi you can get €60 off your first month of bag renting. Yet again, it saved me quite some money. This time, as I already mentioned, the Gucci bucket bag has been a surprise bag, so not really one that I had on my radar that I was actually considering to purchase myself. Yet still, that bag taught me a valuable lesson that we will get to in just a few moments. This bag is kinda out of my comfort zone and I personally would not have picked it for my bag rent. There are different reasons to it. Most importantly, I would not have picked that bag because I never heard of that bag. I never had seen it before I got sent that bag to me. I had to check out the website to get to know more about that bag style, and it still seems to be quite new. So that's on top of the list why I would not have picked that bag. I guess if you have never seen something, you do not fall for it that easily. Usually it's the things that we see again and again and again, and we start to like them more and more with every time we see them. Second of all, I probably would not have went for a bag with a web strap. At least not a bag with a web strap that does not have a strap to change it up, because I'm just not the biggest fan of web straps in general. I think they have a very sporty, casual vibe to them most of the times. If I think about it, I don't think I have a single bag in my collection currently that does come with a web strap. And probably for buying a luxury bag, I just would go for one that might come with a web strap but does have a interchangeable leather strap as well, because I do think that those kind of straps, they had their moment. They might be trendy every once in a while, they might be practical and versatile and all that stuff, but I would want to have the option to swap it up for a classical leather strap once I'm tired of it, or just in case you are as boring as I am and prefer to go for the classic leather strap look. The third element that probably would not have drawn me that strongly to the bag is the clasp itself. Funnily, I already mentioned in the unboxing itself that it reminds me a lot of the Rebecca Minkoff clasp, and I took one of my Rebecca Minkoff bags with me for this video. They are very similar. Very similar. Of course, the Gucci one does have a Gucci engraving, which the Rebecca Minkoff one does not have, but overall from the vibe they are very similar. Don't get me wrong, I love Rebecca Minkoff. I have many of those mini Mac bags and still think they are upon the best bags out there. Still, even though they have been quite of a 2010s thing, I don't think they look dated. I still love mine and I have a variety of colors. But when I spent the Gucci money, I would not necessarily want the bag to come with a clasp that looks like a Rebecca Minkoff clasp, but that might be a me problem. Maybe worth mentioning nonetheless. This bag, I would say, is quite simple in its design. It's quite understated. It doesn't scream Gucci, unless the small engraving, if you are very much into the brand, you might be able to tell that some of the newer Gucci bags do come with a similar clasp like that, but as I just demonstrated, it doesn't scream Gucci. There are different brands that use similar clasps as well. And of course, the red and green web strap is very Gucci as well, but we have to be that honest here as well. There are no-name bags as well that come with red and green elements just to kinda profit from the Gucci aesthetic, giving the look without actually being Gucci. So it is a very understated look, and Probably I would not have picked a bag like this for my bag rent, but the things that I just mentioned, this understatement and being very, let's put it out that way, quiet luxury, then turned out to be what I actually enjoyed about the bag and what drew me to using it when I did use it. Because I think it is very timeless. I could imagine this design by Gucci being out, well, let's say 50 years ago. I could see a bag like this working till this day. This is a new bag style and it has a modern look to it, but I could imagine it years ago as well. So I think if you would decide for that bag, in terms of, is it timeless? Will it work for a long time? I think we can agree on yes. This is quite a simple shape, quite simple design elements. The only thing that is giving it a little edge is the web strap, but one might be able to put another strap onto the bag. I did say in my unboxing that I might try to look out for another strap and see how I like it, but I did not end up doing so, because I have to admit here as well, very certainly this is the rented bag from all the bags I rented so far, which I do not even know how many it have been, at least 5 or even more. This is the one I did use the least. Why that has been the case is because of the huge lesson I learned with that rented bag, for which I'm so thankful and happy that I learned it with that bag. This Gucci mini bucket shoulder bag currently retails for, let me check back my notes, €1,980 or $2,500. So definitely a luxury bag with a luxury price tag. We will come to if I think it's worth it at a later point in this video. If I would have bought it and it turned out that I did not really like to use it, definitely it would have been a bad decision since I just rented it and I did not even pick this style myself. It was a fun challenge to see how much I would wear it, if something would change within me and I would grab it more often, which did not happen. Now, the big learning. The entire summer I dreamed about a white bag. I was considering to get a white luxury bag, possibly even a Chanel classic flap, just to now rent a white bag that is not even bright, shiny, super white, but just a creamy off-white, ivory white, for me to then realize I'm scared to use it. I'm scared to just grab that bag and enjoy it because of the light color, and I'm very, very sure that if I would have bought a white Chanel bag at any point in time, it would not have been any different. It would have probably been even worse because a Chanel bag comes at an even higher price tag. I thought, I'm an adult, I can deal light colored bags, I'm ready for a white bag, and this Gucci one showed me, no, probably I'm not ready. Several times I was considering to take this bag with me and then I was like, but I'm not sure if I can be that careful today. I'm not sure if I should risk it. Even with red nail polish, I was quite scared. I thought this bag would look super cute with red nails. Well, right now it's not the perfect color match, but imagine my nails in this shade of red. How cute would that be? The pop of red. But then I got kind of worried wearing that bag when I had red nail polish on, because I had some experiences with a nail polish leaving marks on different objects in the past, one of them being my car. Oh, well. Now I have a black car, so it's not a problem anymore. But tell me, does anyone else have these claw scratches from your paws behind the handle of your car getting carried away? Well, that's a thing that happened to me several times, and I was kind of worried that this might happen on such a light colored bag, especially with that clasp as well, because it's not that easy to open up. Let me demonstrate that. You have to obviously push that little hook and then open the clasp. And you actually have to do that to get inside of the bag. You could find your way around, even if it is closed, but it's very unpractical and I would not recommend that. When it comes to the capacity of the bag, let's do the what fits portion right away, because what the bag can hold is actually everything I do need. In those terms, it was a pleasant surprise. This bucket bag would absolutely work for me size-wise. So let's enjoy the what fits portion. Let's see what the Gucci bucket bag can hold, and everything you see laid out flat here actually does fit the bag. It does come with a very open closure, so to get into the bag you have to unlock this hook and then it's in completely open space. We do have one separate compartment with a zipper where you could put some things that should be more secure. Maybe some cards. Let's see if a phone would fit Actually, it does, but I have to admit that I never used this pocket because it felt a little bit fussy for me to get to it. But, well, let's put the phone inside of that pocket just for the sake of trying it out. What I did like about this bag is that it can hold a very bulky sunglasses case. So let's put it inside of the bag. You can take a Louis Vuitton mini pochette, which I know is kind of a measurement for us luxury lovers. I decided to go for the Victorine wallet because I think it is a tad larger than the zippy coin wallet, and this does fit very easily as well. Of course, you can take your keys, and now it's already getting quite full inside of the bag when it comes to the width. You can take earphones or earphones as well. Let's put them here. You could take some loose cosmetic products, even though I think most people probably would carry them in their mini pochette. And putting all of that inside of the bag, you see, you could still lay some things on top of the other items, which only would make it a tad more difficult to reach the things you would want to reach. If you need a specific item, for example, now I would want to get my keys. It's a little bit of searching, but it's not super stressful to find what you are looking for in that bag, and I think the capacity is very good. The only thing that I could think of I might want to take but cannot take in this bag might be a little bottle of water or maybe a small umbrella. That's where the capacity might get a little bit tough, but overall I think this bag holds a fair amount and everything I need on a regular basis, and it is more of a structured bag, so it doesn't really stretch out when you fill it even more, and it cannot really expand if it is closed, because then this is as wide as you can go with the opening. Talking about what fits, I think the measurements are interesting for you as well, so let me read them out to you. It is 7.2 inches in length, 8 inches in height. It's quite wide with 5 inches, and the shoulder strap has a strap drop of 16.5 inches, and it is slightly adjustable. For my European viewers, it's 18.5 centimeters on the top opening, 20.5 centimeters in height, and the width is 12.5 centimeters with a shoulder strap length of 42 centimeters. Even the name of the bag suggests that it's the Gucci small bucket shoulder bag, so it's not intended to be worn crossbody. Let me quickly demonstrate it to you. This is the strap drop on someone who is 1m80 or 5'11", which I think is already quite low for someone being that tall, but it just works as a shoulder bag, because if I would try to wear it crossbody, I think this hits at a very weird spot. I cannot speak on if it would look better if you are more petite. Sorry about that. Not sure. And I could adjust it about 1 centimeter longer or shorter, but I didn't change anything about the strap drop because I think it wouldn't make a huge difference, and when I wore it, I did wear it just as a shoulder bag, as the name suggests. Worth mentioning maybe as well, I would say this is quite a light bag, which is practical. Some people don't like heavy bags, and this one just weighs 1 ip or 450 gram. Definitely on the lighter side, probably because we do not have that much hardware on the bag, and the inside is made out of canvas, not leather, so that probably helps to keep the bag light, and we do not have a lot of hardware going on for a closing mechanism, a zipper or something like that. The biggest part of the hardware is the clasp we already talked about. Using the bag, I was not able to fall in love with the clasp. I think it is kinda fuzzy to deal with. It reminds me of Rebecca Minkoff from the design, and I don't see any pros to that clasp. I can live with it, I can make it work, but even when using my Rebecca Minkoff bags, I hardly ever use that front pocket because I just don't want to deal with the clasp. I always just use the main compartment, and with the Gucci bucket bag you do not really have an option. Yes, you can slide in and out here as well, but you have to use the clasps to get to the main compartment, and that's just something that is a tad too fuzzy for my personal liking. But now let's get to the biggest con of that bag, which yet again I'm very happy that I discovered with a rented bag, because if I would have spent my own hard-earned money on that bag, nearly €2,000, $2,500, I wouldn't be too happy about that, and I'm not entirely sure if I would have noticed at the store right away when I would have purchased that bag. Because when you spend that much money, you would assume that you get decent quality. Not just decent quality, that you get luxury quality you are paying for. And when it comes to that bag, unfortunately, I don't think the quality is that good. There are several stitches that are somewhat enlarged, these stitch holes, and there are some parts where the stitching looks a little bit crooked, and nothing of that is the end of the world. It's not that the bag looks cheap or poorly made or anything like that, but for me personally, when I spend that much money, I want the quality to be perfect. To be fair, this is quite a stiff, hard structured leather, so I can see that sewing it is a tad harder than on a softer leather, but still, I will put up some close-ups for you of these parts where the holes are quite big or the stitching just doesn't look perfect. And I might not have noticed at the store right away, because as I said, I would expect to get luxury quality when I buy a bag, but when I would have taken it home with me and used it a few times and then spotted those minor flaws in quality, I wouldn't be too happy about it. That's why I'm even more happy that I had the chance to rent this bag and try it out and share this with you, because maybe you are considering to get the Gucci small bucket bag, and then you can go to the store and you can closely inspect your bag if all the seams are perfect, if it is to the quality you would like the bag to be. Because I checked the pictures on the website, and even on the website, I think the bags do show some minor flaws as well. The thing that shocked me the most is on the bottom of the bag, which you probably could consider wear and tear. Not sure if the camera does show it. I will make sure to put up close-ups for you as well. Here are huge scuffs, or saying they are huge is a tad too hard, but they are severe and they are deep, and they rubbed off the leather on the part of these parts of the bag. And I just spotted them now that I'm close to returning the bag, and for a second I was in shock because I thought, did I do that to the bag? Did this happen to me? How could this happen to me? I hardly used it. I didn't notice those flaws when I unboxed the bag. It looked like excellent condition. It looked like never worn or hardly worn. No scratches on the leather, no stains. The interior is completely clean. So I just didn't notice these scuffs. And when I then spotted them now, for a second I thought that it was my fault. But then I checked back on my video footage of unboxing the bag, and of course, I did not focus on those elements because I didn't notice them, but you can see that they have been there. So then I was a tad more relaxed and felt safe again, because it has not been me. It already happened, but it already happened. That's an issue, I personally would say, because this bag looks as if it has been hardly used at all, but already the leather on the bottom is that scuffed, and I think that's a problem in construction. As well, on the Gucci website, I found a bag that already seems to have a scuff around that bottom edge as well, so that gives me the impression that this is not the perfect construction for the bag to hold up very well for a long time. Here is one of the enlarged seams. Not sure if you can tell. Yeah, even on camera you can tell. This seam hole is much bigger than the other ones. You could say even those scuffs are just a minor thing, but as I already mentioned, on a luxury bag that comes at $2,500, nearly €2,000, I wouldn't want to deal with these kinds of use, these kinds of wear, after just using it a few times. Of course, I cannot speak on the people that rented the bag previously to me. Luckily, I can assure you that it was not me who put those scuffs onto the bag, but from the overall look, this bag looks hardly worn, and I think those scuffs should not already be there. There's another small imperfection in the leather, probably I have to put up a close-up as well, where the leather is somewhat crinkly. It doesn't look like a scuff that happened through wear and tear or use. This looks like a manufacturing flaw as well. So to me personally, the Gucci bucket bag is not worth it, and I personally would not buy one myself if I would consider to get one. For sure, I would go for a darker color to be able to enjoy it more. If you consider to get one, make sure to check if the seams are okay, if you are happy with the quality you get for the price point. If you like the strap drop, I think that's the biggest cons that I discovered about the bag. I'm super happy that I was able to rent it and check it out, see if it works for me, and that I now can return it. If you have any further questions on that Gucci bucket bag, share them with me down in the comments. I will make sure to answer everything as good as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time, and bye! I hope this doesn't sound too negative, because I did enjoy the bag. I liked the challenge of getting out of my comfort zone with that bag and styling it. Mainly wore it with whites or blacks or black and whites, so that the strap was not too much of a challenge to combine for me. No, that doesn't make sense. 7.2, 8 and 5. 5 is this.